believe it. I felt like part of me died that day because Ken was such an important part of my growing up and my development. And I remember he used to bring me books as a teenager. Some of the first contact I had with people who had done things other than what people in Cleveland County had done. You know, he'd seen things I hadn't and told me about it, and it made me want to do some of that too. Steve and I went out to New Mexico to figure out what had happened to Ken, and people asked me what happened to him. I don't know what happened to him. What we found out there was that he had another group of friends just like this that loved Ken Allison. We got out there and as soon as we got there, people started telling Ken Allison stories. People would say, every time I called Ken, he would say the same thing to me over and over. Every time I would call Ken, he would say, he'd answer the phone by saying, "May we see the bear, please?" And people would have the same, and I don't want to take the time to explain that to you. A couple of you know that story, but everybody had those kind of stories, and Ken was very active in his community theater out there. He's seen some of the best acting awards there on the table over there, and he loved Ken Allison in Carlsbad, New Mexico. He helped start a woodwind band and played clarinet. It was very, very cool. And Steve and I found a very different side of Ken when we got into his apartment and found a lot of things he had written. As everybody here knows, Ken struggled with depression his whole life. Ken never quite felt comfortable in his own skin. It was always something he was out there searching for, and you know, he went all over the place searching for that. I hope today, well, I know today that pain's gone. I'm pretty sure he's at peace right now, and he left behind quite a legacy and a lot of friends here. I'm glad y'all are here because of Ken Allison. I don't think this group would get together anymore were it not for Ken. I'm glad y'all came here today for this. I didn't want to forget Ken Allison because I saw a Betty Egypt book over there. It says it's called A Life That Matters, and I said, man, that's Ken Allison, A Life That Matters, and I did not want to forget that. I said I was going to do this 2 years ago, and like Ken, procrastinated for 2 years and finally got around to doing this. We found a lot of things that Ken had wrote about the way he was feeling, a lot of different versions of a lot of the same feelings. I don't really want this to be a downer, but I want you to know what he was thinking there. This was a letter he wrote to his supervisor sometime in the last few months before he died. It says, "Dave, for about a year now I've been considering the prospect of leaving my job at Cage. I'm sure this comes as no surprise to you since I've talked to people here and there about it and word has inevitably leaked out. Even Chuck told me that he had heard I'd planned to retire. I anticipate leaving at the end of pay period 19 with the chance that I'll extend to the end of pay period 20 or 21. I might leave your house tomorrow, I might still be on your couch next week." So anyway, that changed. "My remarks above seem pretty cut and dried, impersonal, and without emotion, but I don't wish them to appear this way. My feelings about my decision are quite complex because, you see, I've turned all the pros and cons over in my mind countless times within the past 12 months, while experiencing a stew of emotional discomfort, depression, and uncertainty. It has certainly not been an easy decision to make. Looking into the future has been frightening, and the prospect of such a big change in my life has nearly overwhelmed me with fear of the unknown. However, regardless of the negative feelings this kind of thinking has generated within me, I have not been able to identify anything that would make me want to stay beyond the end of the summer or early fall. Some things have become intolerable to me, a combination both of circumstances at work and in my life away from work. I am immensely unhappy with my life here in New Mexico. Every day is a challenge to get through intact emotionally and spiritually. In addition, largely due to my unhappiness and depression, I feel that my physical health has been deteriorating over the last year. For one thing, I rarely exercise strenuously anymore, and I don't always eat what is good for me. All my mornings and afternoons are marked by depression, yet the evenings afford me some relief. Luckily, there are still days of grace when I am as happy as I remember being many times in the past. It's distressing to me that I have undergone such profound change in my mood and attitude. It's dismaying to recall how I once looked at my everyday life and work and compare it to how I look at them now. I wish that I could recover the enthusiasm, dedication, and energy I once possessed in abundance. I know there's a chance that someday I can, for my childlike passion for conservation has not diminished since I first experienced its intensity in high school, and I'll forever hold a special place in my heart for the National Park Service, a government agency that oddly enough I've never thought of as a bureaucracy, perhaps because it has always represented an ideal that naturally stands apart from anything so pedestrian. I've enjoyed my time with the National Park Service. I've had the opportunity to work alongside a lot of good people. Yet I feel that I need a change in circumstances, both on and off the job, in both my inner and outer worlds, to prevent me from going completely stale and becoming more unhappy. I feel that the sooner I make this change, the better. I've lost something, temporarily I hope, that has served me well in getting along with people and getting the job done, while trying to add to it all that elusive something extra. Almost everything I do nowadays seems half-hearted. I'm not enthusiastic about anything. I've lost my way. I'm not sure what I want anymore or where I want to go with my life. I feel as though at this point I'm looking more toward endings rather than beginnings. And making matters worse is the wrenching turmoil I experience in seeing so many people, both permanent and seasonal, come and go like stray cats. I can't take this kind of relentless, often unpredictable change any longer. I could endure it when I was younger, but it really gets to me now in a way that's not healthy. I'm also uncertain about whether what I'm doing now is what I want to continue to do in my work life, especially since I can see for a little way down some of the avenues along which I may soon be traveling. None of these avenues are ones on which I would especially like to travel, I fear. It would be best for me to leave at this juncture rather than continue to give far less than what I'm incapable of giving. I need time and leisure to think about my next move and what I need to do in order to redirect my life. I'll need to consider the practical side of things, of course, in terms of the resources available to me in making this change. I don't particularly want to retire yet. Ideally, I'd like to work for another 5 years or so, perhaps longer. Yet I don't feel like I say, I don't know what Ken was thinking there at the end, but I always remember what y'all remember about him, and I hope he doesn't have this pain anymore. I'm going to burn it.